Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is my hope and prayer that this video is going to find you guys in good health. Kisumu is fine and the weather is fantastic. Personally, I'm also doing fine. Maybe you could let me know where you're watching the video from, the county or the country. William Samoei Arap Ruto and his party, the United Democratic Alliance Party, has written a letter to IEBC demanding the resignation of Joe Musheru for his involvement in political campaigns. In my view, I strongly believe that William Ruto is actually being haunted by the ghost of 2013 general election and the ghost of 2017 general election, and is also being haunted by the ghost of Chris Msando. Why am I saying this? Anybody who followed or who follows the politics of this country, President Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto were declared the president and the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya in 2013 and in 2017. But those elections were never credible. That's the honest truth. Remember, in 2007, Mwai Kibaki stole Raila Odinga's victory. And after a lot of reforms, it was agreed in this country that we are going to have an electronic form of voting. That electronic form of voting and results transmission were actually compromised in 2013 and 2017. And because President Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto had an agreement that Uhuru Kumi, Ruto Kumi, William Ruto was comfortable because he thought he was going to benefit from the same system in 2022. And they fell out, which means William Ruto is going to face the same system which handed victory over to them. And why am I saying that William Ruto is also being haunted by the ghost of Chris Msando? Chris Msando was the head of ICT in this country. And after the failed 2013 election, Chris Msando, as the head of ICT, worked so hard to put measures to ensure the integrity of the elections were upheld. So Msando wanted a system where if you got 5 votes, those were the votes which were going to count. But what happened to Chris Msando? A few days to the elections, Chris Msando was eliminated. Some people were keen on interfering with the system. They picked his fingerprint and used to manipulate the system. William Ruto is now wishing for the system which Chris Msando had actually anticipated.
In good time. In our design for the resource transmission workflow, we had taken care of everybody in the chain, meaning everybody has a role according to the law. The presiding officer is bound by the law to send the results as realized in the polling station. The other thing is that they have to scan a copy of that result form and transmit it with the results. And that is in our results management design. The returning officer have an access to the results transmission system. They can verify those results. They can validate those results within the system, but they cannot change those results, because that is what we are taking care of as a risk. Because we don't want the results as transmitted from the polling station and the law says they are final, and somebody else changing those results along the chain. So what they can do is to just validate the results as transmitted from the polling station. but they cannot make any changes in those results. And neither can the national chairman, the national returning officer, make any changes to those results. Besides, those results, when they are transmitted, they are going to be public. The results from 34A for polling station presidential results will be available in a public portal that we've already built, and it will be accessible by all Kenyans, the media, the stakeholders, the political parties. They'll all be able to access that information.
Now, that's Chris Msando, a gentleman who was just performing his duties. Now, William Ruto and UDA party, through Veronica Maina, the Secretary General, wrote a letter to IEBC. In that letter, they are complaining that Joe Musheru, the Cabinet Secretary for ICT, is involving himself in political activities and therefore should resign. And the question which I want to ask, why Musheru? Why only Musheru? Why do you think only Musheru? Is Joe Musheru the only Cabinet Secretary who is campaigning for Raila Odinga? Yesterday, Peter Munya was campaigning for Raila Amolo Odinga. He's been campaigning for Raila Odinga since. Fred Matiang'i has publicly endorsed Raila Amolo Odinga. In fact, almost all cabinet secretaries are campaigning for Raila Amolo Odinga. Why do you think William Ruto is picking only on Joe Musheru to resign? And why am I saying that the ghost of 2017 and 2013 elections are haunting Ruto? In 2017, when ODM as a political party raised issues of cabinet secretaries participating in elections or campaigns, none other than Raila Amolo Odinga warned Raila Amolo Odinga, none other than William Samoei Arap Ruto, none other than the Deputy President William Samoei Arap Ruto warned Raila Amolo Odinga against interfering with public servants.
Miwa former Prime Minister anashindana na Uhuru Kenyatta, awachane na Matiang'i. Ama namna gani? Sisi tunamwambia wale washindane na sisi. Sio IEBC itapiga kura, sio ballot papers itapiga kura, sio wanajeshi watapiga kura, sio polisi watapiga kura, wananchi hawa wa taifa letu la Kenya.
But why is he now demanding for the resignation of Joe Musheru? According to the letter, they are saying that Joe Musheru is campaigning openly for Raila Odinga. That's a fact. And they are also saying that Joe Musheru could use his critical docket to influence the outcome of the elections. And they are basing their arguments on a statement which Joe Musheru uttered that we would ensure elections are free and fair by making systems work. So is there something which William Ruto knows that we don't know about systems working? Because if Joe Musheru stated that they want to make sure that elections are free and fair by making systems work, is there something about this system which William Ruto knows so that if it's going to work, it's going to disadvantage him? In this video, I want us to look at why William Ruto is keen on ensuring that Joe Musheru is out of the picture in this election. Before we do that, in case you are watching the channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. To the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support. Now, let me begin this video again by asking this question, which was once answered by none other than the late Gerald Otieno Kajwang. Can IEBC, as currently constituted, preside over a free and fair elections in this country? Can IEBC conduct a free, fair elections in this country? I don't think so. Because the elections in this country and probably the world over, is normally influenced by other factors. Apart from votes, there are also other factors. Otherwise, Raila Odinga would have served his term in office and would be in Bondo as we speak. And I remember when William Ruto was asked questions about the possibility of these elections being rigged, because there were this time when the commissioners were being replaced, and it was very clear that for him, he's going to win, whether Uburu was made the chairperson of IEBC.
Na wanatuambia ya kwamba wanataka kufanya mambo ya IEBC na wanataka kuchagua commissioners wapya wa IEBC. Mimi nataka niseme hivi, sisi hatuna shida na IEBC. Wachaguliwa wale wanachaguliwa kwa IEBC. Sisi tunajua kura inaamuliwa na wananchi pale kwa polling station. Kwa hivyo chairman anaweza kuwa mtu yeyote, commissioner anaweza kuwa mtu yeyote, na sisi tuko tayari, and we have confidence in the institutions of our nation. Kwa hivyo watu wasikuwe na wasiwasi. Nasikia wengine wanasema ati Ruto amechengwa kwa hiyo mambo ya IEBC. Mimi nataka niwaambie hivi, hata wakitaka waweke Uhuru Odinga awe chairman wa IEBC, mimi sina shida, mimi sina problem, kwa sababu mimi najua hawawezi kuamua, wananchi ndio wataamua. Ama mnasemaje? Tuko pamoja? Ile tu mimi nawauliza wale tutashindana na wao, waweke yule chairman wanataka, waweke commissioner wanataka, lakini tu watupatie assurance moja ya kwamba wananchi wakipiga kura na wameamua, wakubali matokeo ya uchaguzi.
But why is he now raising the issue of Joe Mucheru? Number one, Joe Mucheru, in my view, is the antidote of Davis Chirchir. Who is Davis Chirchir? Davis Chirchir is a former commissioner with IEBC. In 2013, after the election, Davis Chirchir was made the cabinet secretary for energy. He was actually kicked out because of corruption. It is alleged in this country that Davis Chirchir understands ICT and IEBC inside out because he worked there. The system is the one who put there. Majority of the people and individuals working in an ICT department of IEBC is the one who recruited. In fact, it's alleged that he recruited even the best brain in the name of Chris Musando. And the reason why Chris Musando survived up to late is because he didn't bear any legal name. In fact, Chris Musando's name was Chris Chege Musando. So most people assumed that being a Chege guy, that was a Kikuyu. So the fact that Joe Mucheru was also Minister for ICT, oversaw the last election, means that he understands some of these things. And now is the guy in charge. And that is what is worrying William Samoei Arap Ruto. The fact that Joe Mucheru now understands IEBC more than any other person is why he's not keen. In fact, I won't be surprised if majority of the people at IEBC, ICT department, are actually NIS guys, seconded by the government through the Ministry of ICT. Number two, why he's worried about Mucheru is the fact that Mucheru oversaw the last elections, 2017. You know, the rigging of 2017 elections was done very smoothly to an extent that anybody would think that Jubilee guys won. Very smoothly. So, he was part and parcel of that. He was with Ruto. And this is the same guy who's going to preside over this election. Ruto must be worried about the guy. So he would rather have someone else as the minister for ICT and not Mucheru, because a new guy will have to take time to understand. Mucheru understands IEBC inside out. And that's why Ruto is not comfortable with him. Number three is that docket, the docket of ICT. There is no way IEBC will work smoothly. Remember, in the last election, When the system crashed, Kenyans had to wait for someone to wake up in France, which was a lie. The government was just doing ukarabati here and there. So by having someone as Musheru at the ICT docket, someone who understands the role, I want to tell you, problem for the DP, and he understands this. And the biggest problem the DP is facing, in my view, which is my last point, is the inflation and deflation of figures. You know, the truth of the matter, Chris Musando was keen on ensuring that dead voters don't vote, that the results are not tampered with, that if results were announced at the polling station, once you click send as the guy in charge, it grays out. So which means nobody else can tamper with them. So but now, the moment Chris Musando was eliminated, those were now made possible that you would send, then they are hanging somewhere, someone would change the system, then they are beamed on the screen. And that's why ODM as a political party and NASA were able to nullify the elections, because the figures which were announced at the polling stations were actually different from the figures which are announced at the tallying center. In many instances, Raila Odinga's figures were being deflated. You know, if you deflate figures by, let's say, in Raila Odinga's stronghold, Raila gets 1,050, and you give him 105, and Uhuru gets 20. You know, that gap is negligible. You say, okay, that's okay. But he has lost 50. And if there are several polling stations, at the end of the day, you easily lose 1,000. I mean, you easily lose 500,000 votes, just like that. While you add the other guy, the figures, dead voters voting. So the truth is, the inflation and deflation of figures can actually happen through ICT. Most people voted for the ODM nomination, during ODM nominations, through the electronic system, which was perfect. You go enter person, you identify the picture, click. So most people are up to now this stage wondering whether those were the figures. In fact, I remember a gentleman was like, in my village there, the results down there were less. According to him, so many people voted, but the figures which were announced by ODM from the system were few. So basically it tells you that ICT can easily be used to manipulate systems. I don't know what you think, but I think William Ruto is being haunted by the ghost of 2013 and 2017 general elections. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.